Hi there, welcome to Yoga with Amber Clyde. My name is Amber, and today I'm going to veer away from my traditional slow flow yoga class and do a little self-care. Not that slow flow isn't self-care, but I kind of want to dial it in a little bit. It's the Valentine's season, and yes, it's great to, get gifts and give gifts during the Valentine's season, but I think that it's really important that we take care of ourselves as well. So today's video is going to be a little bit about self-massage, a little bit about ball therapy, and a whole lot about feeling good. So a couple of things that you might like to grab are some balls. I've got a tennis ball here, and also it's called this is a Jaru ball, but you can get them at your dollar store. Very simple, not a big deal, doesn't really cost anything. And then if you don't have balls on hand, that's okay. You can take a couple of washcloths, and I will kind of come up a little bit closer here so you can see, and you can kind of roll it up, and then I've got a rubber band around it, and that kind of makes it nice and solid, and you can still get that opportunity for the body, the fascia, to kind of melt around it. And then I also have a wand here, and these are really good. I like to do these first thing in the morning before I start my workout, because I do a little bit of resistance training too. But you can also grab a rolling pin. Super easy. And then just for today, for fun, I've got some fractioned organic coconut oil and some Clary Sage. Now, if you are pregnant, please do not use Clary Sage, because from what I understand, it can induce pregnancy, so we don't want to do that. But what I'd like to do is combine those and put that on the sole of the foot. So you can pause the video to go grab yourself some of these tools, and I'll be here when you get back. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to do is to put that coconut oil and the Clary sage on the bottom of the feet. So grounding is so important in self-care. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my oil. So now it's really important that when you're using essential oils that you do use a carrier oil. I just happen to have coconut. You can use almond oil or avocado oil. I have apricot oil that I put on after I get out of the shower. So it just kind of depends on your preference, what you like. And lavender oil would be really good as well. I just really like the earthy kind of smell from Clary Sage. So I'm just going to rub that into the sole of my foot here on each side, or each foot. And then I'm just going to come in with each foot. I used way too much oil. And I'm just going to start at my heel and just kind of press gently with my thumb down all the way to the tips of my toes, and just give each of my toes a little bit of love here. And I know that some people, they don't like feet. I'm one of those people. My poor husband will never get a foot massage from me, but I'm okay with that. I'm not a fan of feet. I mean, my own feet, sure, whatever. But so if this feels a little weird, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just give yourself an opportunity to kind of relax here. So I don't know a lot about reflexology, but I do know that there are lots of points in the feet that coincide with pretty much everything in your body. And it's pretty incredible. One time I had a really bad backache. Like I couldn't even sit up straight. And I was actually at yoga teacher training way back in the day, and one of the gals was like, "Here, let me do what I do with reflexology." And I'm not even kidding. She worked on it, and it disappeared. It was amazing. I even had a gal there give me a massage, and it didn't do any good. But the reflexology was like, wow, that's so cool. And up along the arch of your foot kind of represents your spine. So it's interesting. Whenever my back hurts, I kind of come and massage this space to loosen up my spine a little bit. But definitely worth looking into if reflexology is interesting to you. So yeah, just make sure you get all your toes. You can spread your your fingers here, just kind of up the middle and to the side, just kind of widening that space there. And I know that there are places on the feet that also coincide with the chakras, which I think is really interesting. One of these days, I'm going to do a little bit of research and learn more about that. So just another minute or two. And I don't know about you, but I live in a place where it's pretty cold, and I get such dry skin. So for me to do this is such a treat. I'm going to go ahead and just switch to the opposite foot. And just use care and mindfulness as you give yourself a little bit of massage here in the foot. Getting in the heel. You can even get a little bit of that lotion around the ankles. The ankles tend to get dry too. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So we got that Clary Sage on there. It helps promote relaxation. So let's go ahead and start with our necks. We've got a little bit of oil on the neck. And I'm just going to come and take my fingers and just press these 3 fingers into the back of my neck. Just a gentle up and down movement here. See if you can just relax the neck. I probably shouldn't have my necklace on. I didn't really think about that, but whatever. It's all good. And then moving it down just a little bit. Nice sweeping motions from the jaw, down the neck to the collarbone. And let's go and massage the ears a little bit. I know when I used to do a CISP before COVID, in my restorative classes, I would love to just kind of massage the ears from the top to the bottom of my students, and I just loved it. It just feels so good. And then maybe come to the side of the jaw here. We hold so much tension in our jaws. Just take a nice deep breath and release. Good. And then take those fingers back to the baseline of your skull. And so I'm taking all of my fingers here and just kind of rubbing it into the back of the head, the base of the skull. Thumbs are behind the ears. I'm telling you, a scalp massage or like arm tickling for me or like the end all be all. It just, it feels so good. Awesome. Let's go ahead and we're gonna grab one ball. And so sometimes I'll do this against, like put up against a door frame and put the ball here against the door frame and just kind of move my body up and down a little bit. But this feels so good, especially if you do like a lot of chaturangas or push-ups. Anything that you might use your arms for, those chest muscles, and just gently roll the ball across here. I'm actually going to use the other one. And you can lift up your arm and kind of get underneath the armpit here a little bit. And just kind of explore around. And then come up to the neck and just let that ball, I was going to try to do it. Well, no, I guess that works. Roll that ball here up and down the neck. Getting into those big neck muscles. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. You can rotate a little bit here in the center of the chest too. And make your way over. Whew, I need this. I'm super stiff here. Nice. And bring it back up to the neck. You may already be there. Nice. I'll lift up my arm, get under my armpit a little bit here. All right, let's go ahead and set the ball down for just a moment, or your washcloths if you have that. And let's go ahead and I think we're going to massage a little bit into the arm. So again, I'm going to use my lotion. You don't, or my oil. You don't have to, or you can use lotion if you want to. Like I said, I've got pretty dry skin, so I think it'll feel really good to have some lotion. I'm going to go ahead and heat it up a little bit. And I'm just going to start with my shoulder. Just nice long rolls here. With the fingers, letting the pads of the fingers really get into the muscles a little bit. Don't forget your elbow. And then working your way all the way down. And once you get that lotion in, you can kind of give yourself a little pat on the arm. It's kind of opening up some energy channels here. On the back. All the way down. And then once you finish with that, just take your hand up top and just sweep. Sweep. And sweep. Shake the opposite hand. And let's go ahead to the opposite arm. Work in those muscles with the finger pads. And just let your breath be nice and steady and slow. And then when you get the lotion or oil all nice and even on the body, go ahead and start to do your little tapping. And sweep, sweep, and sweep. Give a little shake. Awesome. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to use the wand. It's very easy and it feels pretty good. So you're just going to roll it just like you're rolling out like some dough to bake a pie. So what this does is it breaks up the fascia. So if you have super tight muscles, this is a really great way to kind of help find some relief. And I love to do this every day on my legs, especially my hamstrings. My hamstrings tend to be uber tight. And so one thing you want to avoid, especially when you get into this area, is the bone. Don't let it roll up and down on the bone. So just find the meaty parts and just kind of roll. And I can already feel kind of like a little buzzing sensation, you know, like my muscles have loosened up. And you want to avoid like underneath the knee here, but you can get all up and down the leg. Oh yeah, I can totally tell a difference in between my legs here. So move to the other side if you haven't already. And if you don't have a rolling pin or a wand, you can just use your hands to massage up and down too. This is just a nice, easy way that's really simple and easy on the hands, especially if you have like carpal tunnel or something like that, like I do. It's hard to really massage for any length of time. Oh, muscles tight. And again, just avoiding any bone. And you can roll these on your arms too if you wanted to, or even up and down your back. So lots of different options with the wand. And then let's go ahead and do a little bit of ball therapy here. The first thing that I want to show you is getting into the meaty parts of the bum or the piriformis. That's what I use it for. Every once in a while, if I work out too much and I don't stretch enough, I have, because I do yoga all the time, but when I don't do, I guess, passive stretching, where you hold the stretches for a length of time, I tend to get super duper tight in these areas. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay back, and I'm going to take the balls and you're just going to place them kind of right in the center of your booty on each side. And you might find a spot that is like, holy cow. Like I can totally feel the difference on my left to my right. My left is much more tender. And tender is kind of what you want, because if you get that tender spot, this is where the knot is most likely. And so what we want to do is allow our body weight to sink down onto the ball, and then the fascia will kind of start to melt. It'll heat up a little bit, and it'll start to melt and kind of fall around the ball a little bit. And you can go ahead and move around if that feels good. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. I mean, obviously you don't want to put the ball on any bones, but just find a spot that it's like, oh, okay, well, that is a little uncomfortable, and that's kind of where you want it to be. So find that spot, and we'll just rest for a few moments. And if you don't find a spot that's tender, that's okay too. It's still going to feel good. It's still going to release a little bit of tension. I'm just going to take a couple more breaths here, and you really want to let the whole body relax. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll to one side. Oh, and I'm going to come up and get into the side of my leg here, my hips. And then I'm going to move the ball down. It's getting caught in my shirt. I'm going to move it down to the side of my thigh. So when you have tight hamstrings and you have a tight IT band, your low back is most likely going to feel it too. So your low back is going to feel a little bit tight. So just rolling yourself up and down. And if you find a spot that feels really tight, you can pause and breathe. And it's amazing. Like, you can just, when you are able to let go, because it's going to feel really tense at first, but when you're able to let go, you can actually feel it like just softening. And you can do that up and down the leg. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch sides here. And then we're going to work into the shoulders a little bit. But I just wanted to show you guys this, and you can do this for as long as you'd like. This is kind of just a little sample video. Just breathe into it. Whew. Oh yeah. You gotta kind of contort yourself a little bit to get into these positions. Whew. Okay. So from here, let's go ahead and explore the back and the shoulders. So taking two balls and sometimes putting them inside a sock so they don't roll around can be really beneficial as well. So you can kind of do that if you like. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to put them right above my hip and on either side of the spine. And just kind of see how that feels. It feels pretty good. And I'm going to lift myself up a little bit in the booty. And I'm just going to kind of walk myself down a little bit. And the balls are going to rotate. And then I'm going to pause again. Just take a couple of breaths. And you can continue to roll down, but I don't want to roll off screen. So I'm just going to lift my booty up and hike the balls up just a little bit. And now they're kind of right below my bra strap. Whew. Resting here. And you can stay for as long as you like. And I'm just going to scoot them up just a little bit more. So now they're at the base of my shoulder blades. And see if you can really open up through the shoulders too, relaxing down. Good. And I'm going to go ahead and scoot down just a little bit more. Whew. And then I'm going to grab the balls and kind of place them, tuck them like underneath my neck here. And rest one last time. Then I've got one more to show you. All right, so from here, we're gonna take the balls and we're just gonna move them so they kind of fit right at the base of the neck here. And we're gonna, this will help relieve some muscle tension in the neck and shoulders. So once you get yourself settled here, bring your hands down by your side. We're gonna press our soles of our feet into the ground and lift our booties. And you can kind of feel the balls push into the neck just a little bit more. Take a nice deep inhale, bringing the hands up to the ceiling, and then exhaling, reaching past your head towards the wall behind you. Breathing in and up, and exhale down. Let's do 2 more of these. Breathing in and up, and exhale, reach in and down. Whew. Let's do 1 more. Breathing in and out, and exhale, reach back. Last time, in and up, and relax everything down. Go ahead and take those balls out from behind the neck. Give a little hug into the chest. Rotate through the ankles. Let the shoulders relax down. And then when you're ready, go ahead and draw yourself back up into a seat. And then we're just going to check in one last time into our shoulders, taking the hands behind and just kind of drawing the skin and the fingers forward. Really separating those muscles there. It should feel really good. Go ahead and shake out the fingers. And I hope that you enjoyed our little practice together today and that you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Or if you're watching this and it's not Valentine's Day, I hope you have a wonderful day regardless. And please remember to take care of yourself. So many of us get caught up in taking care of other people and we just forget about ourselves. So this is just a little reminder to love on yourself a little bit too. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, or subscribe to my channel. I would be so appreciative of that. Until next time, thank you.